what you're offering. Phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Yeah, my phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Is it the liquor in my system? My desires are so real. Got me caught up in this rhythm. Draw me in, make me feel. Draw me in, make me feel. Draw me in, make me feel. But you look so good and I know what you're offering. Phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Yeah, my phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Is it the liquor in my system? My desires are so real. Got me caught up in this rhythm. Draw me in, make me feel. Make me feel.
Good morning all. Yes sir. Hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Today is Thursday. Happy Thursday to everyone. And let's see what we've got going on. Post NFP price action. Still in the same range here on gold. Gonna have a look at what's going on in the market today overall and take it from there, really. Take it from there. Weird mic again. Damn, this thing won't button up. Good morning. Hope you're all well, guys. Yes sir. Mic should be fine. Can't hear you? Too bad. Mic should be fine. Let's have a look. Calendar. Thursday, GDP coming out 7 minutes here. USD unemployment claims. Yesterday, NFP news came back way better than expected. Which means it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to reduce interest rates here because employment market is very strong. Numbers came back, 130,000 jobs added, and unemployment rate went down. So claims probably should come back a little bit less, right? They're expecting from 31 to 22. If it comes back, then it's all manipulated. So what are we expecting today? Well, gold is a bit neutral. Geopolitical tensions keeping it bullish, as well as price action here, and we're seeing, you know, obviously the opportunity of no interest rates, you know, being reduced. That's kind of going out of the market, but we have a lot of positivity thanks to, you know, healthy labor market, right? So it means companies are doing well, they're hiring and stuff like this. Yes, NFP was part of the story, should complete. So let's see what's going on in terms of the analysis here. Let a few more people show up as always, and then we can have a look. Maybe we take a peek at Reddit as well. See if there's anything I find interesting on there. Let me see if I can scroll through here. This is interesting topic. Consistency ruining your psychology. Where's that? Where is it gone? Consistency ruining your psychology. Yeah. Let's see what it says. Oh shit, my chart. Standard deviation chart. That's cool, man. Yeah, this will actually be a good article this to read. You know? Let's see if we can find some summary here. Retail wants certainty, but serious traders accept uncertainty. That as a cost of the edge. What a saying, man. That's a really beautiful saying. Retail wants certainty, but serious traders accept uncertainty as a cost of the edge. This is totally facts, man. Right? Serious traders ask, how do I ensure the edge plays out over time without blowing up? Instead of how do I make money every single day? Trading is not salaried work. For example, 10,000 month followed by a 5,000 month followed by a 3,000 drawdown month. Month is 4K average. Expect positive returns to be uneven. I say this time and time again. I like that. There's actually some great traders here on Reddit. Losing trades attempt to optimize the frequency of reward, while profitable traders optimize for survival and scalability. Right? These are two things I talk about. Survive the down periods and look at scaling. Insane, man. Exactly what I discussed, but people still live in this rabbit hole, stuck on YouTube, stuck on not making a change, and they don't understand like what I'm saying here actually works. If you don't believe me, believe others, right? Like that's what's going to get you to move. So this is an amazing quote that is, you know. I should have saved that quote. We'll go back to it. Anyways, let's have a look at the analysis here. Daily time frame closing bullish. Nice daily candle close here on gold. 4-hour time frame still stuck in the range, but positive candle close on 4-hour here. If we can start to bounce out of this range, could be some nice buys. 1-hour time frame here trying to reject the lows. High chance in the next 3 minutes we're going to close bearish here, but nice liquidity grab from the lows. The only thing is we don't want to close below 1-hour support. 30-minute is trying to create a support here to potentially continue up. 15-minute has already done so and kind of playing out a rejection from the bottom of the range here, up about 30 pips on that rejection. 5-minute time frame change structure as well here, you know, probably going to try make its way back to this previous 5 eventually here. With 3 minutes till the 1 hour, I'm waiting for the 1 hour close here and see if I can execute maybe something on the 30-minute. Looking at the 15-minute here, the problem is what could happen right now is the next 1 hour comes and you're in deep trouble here. Which is why I want to wait, you know, and see how we end up forming in the next 3 minutes here. Get the 1 hour close, allow the 1 hour to make another bottom wick, and then want to flip, because now we're fighting the 1 hour candle, and we won't be fighting the 30-minute, which is what I want to see here. Who knows what will happen last 2 minutes. Really, that's our kind of like target here, 65,330. I feel like if we reject 65,330, it might just stay in the range. This range is not easy to trade, but we're better off buying from the bottom of the range than trying to buy in the middle of the range or the top of the range, right? And with the idea to flip the candle could be an okay idea. If we can get the flip of the 4 hour would be great here. So let's see how this ends up forming in the next 1 minute 30 seconds. Pretty similar time to what happened yesterday. Would like to see the bottom wick. While we're waiting for 1 minute, we can have a look what's going on here on DAX. Daily time frame here closing bearish here. We have a new daily resistance formed up here. 4 hour got tapped, closing bullish here, so mixed bias, but we tapped the top of the range here. We have a 4 hour support right here that we're respecting. Coming down, testing on the 1 hour here. We could look for buys from the bottom of the range back up as well here. That can make sense as well. That's not a bad spot as well on DAX. Pretty similar to gold, but gold has a better change of structure. Right, we have a 5 minute change of structure, which helps. How big would stops be here on gold? 70 pips, 30 pips to there. 70 pips is somewhere here. Yeah, I would have to do some business to get up there. Just depends in the range, right? Range can be a little bit messy. We'll have to see how this forms here, 26 seconds. You know, it's not really a 4 hour because we have, like, imagine this is just the candle going down to make a bottom wick to potentially flip. So I don't think we'd have too much issues. We can mark it just to see what happens at that zone, if anything happens. But normally this type of zone shouldn't be too many issues. But yeah, we could obviously watch it and see. Don't like the way this is closing too much now, but 30-minute looks good. You know, so now let's let it do some business here, make a bottom wick, blah, blah, blah. Go retest some stuff. Then I can potentially look for an entry here. Flip, I don't think I want to do the flip, even though this is a nice range here. It's about like 18 pips, man. That's great. But without breaking high, I feel like I could have some issues. That would be the problem. Yeah, yeah, flip I think would be a... We are closer to the zone though. Only have around 15 pips till we reach that next potential zone. I'm not too worried about it. Depends. If we make a bottom wick all the way down to here, I think flip will be valid. But this is what I talked about. The 1 hour bottom wick can be scary, right? We don't know where it's going to stop. Very typical. Which is why I wanted to wait for this 30. And now we can see where this 1 hour bottom wick ends up playing out to. Right, so golden information there. Make sure you understand that, because some people took it a bit early. That was a threat of taking it early, especially if you run stop here, big trouble. Right, you run stop here, you're almost stopped out, yeah? So this is what I was talking about. Very, very, very important. Check that out. You see? Boom, straight to stop if you didn't do that. And that's like the difference between having a specific trading time, knowing what the market does in that trading time and doesn't. Like, super easy. Let's see how this closed. Oof. Closed only bullish on a 5, but we didn't end up flipping that 15. 30 closed bearish. Yeah, see, DAX is just really impulsive these days. Doesn't give much close, but we'll see. It can come retrace, make some price action here. NASDAQ, let's see what's happening with NASDAQ today. Daily time frame here, closing bullish here. 4 hour time frame, let's see what's happening here. This one can say buy. 4 hour looks great for potential more upside. 1 hour close strong bearish. Then we have this resistance formed up here. Okay, similar thing. Buying above here would be nice, but that's more of a breakout trade. So NAS, we want to pull back actually, which we did get the pullback, but then a very strong candle close here. It's actually not that easy, NAS. Not that easy. Breakouts are the easy trade. Yeah, breakouts are nice, but it has a bit of room it has to push before we break out. So I'm trying to think how I can get in earlier, but there's not really the easiest option to get in earlier at the moment. So let me have a look here. Yeah, right now I feel like we need to just get back above the range, because it's very tough to buy in this range here. Gold close to flipping? Yeah, I'm not gonna take gold on the flip. I have it on my other monitor. If I'm gonna take it, I'll probably take break of high, because I don't want to be involved in like a V-shape. 1 minute goes straight to flip the highs here. Then the minute it flips, it reacts off this resistance up here, and then you end up in this scenario here. Boom. And it's like shit, but you're stuck on the flip, you know, above 60. It's a very tough situation to be in. Because you have no S. This is just the first 1 minute pulling back. It could create a lower high and continue down. So I'd rather be in break of high. Catch somewhere in the continuation instead of having to worry about it. Because remember, we're in a range today, right? Ranges are the messiest places in the market to trade because they can be a little bit random. So we'll see if we can start to break the highs here. I'd be interested. Now stop loss is going to be a problem here. Current candle stop here is 90 pips. We don't have a nice 90 pip range unless we blast to the top of the range, which is of course possible, but you know, I don't want just a 1-to-1 to be at the top of the range. Wow, it's a very hard stop loss placement. Below here, what is that? Nothing? No, nothing. Yeah, if I take this trade break of high, I need to run the stop below the whole range. Well, not the whole range, but the whole current candle, because there's nothing to protect my stop loss below. Thinking if I do it and just rely on this coming all the way to the top of the range today in the session. Unless it can create some sort of structure now on 5 and I can put stop below that. Yeah, let's see what let's see how it forms here. I want to see some more structure so I can get a better stop. Otherwise, we're just not going to get paid by this because we have a lot of levels between before we get to the top of the range. A lot of levels. So if this can create something here, like some better 1 minute structure, it would be good. Otherwise, you can take it break of high, but needs to put that big stop. Yeah, it's such a shitty scenario. This is the only 1 minute structure I can rely on. This thing right here. I'm contemplating if I just rip it like that, but it's going against all... Not fun. We could take it and gamble the stop loss. That's the only option I have right now if I wanna gamble the stop loss. If we pull back, it's done because we won't survive a pullback. But at the bottom of the range, if we're gonna be at the bottom of the range, even if it retests 1, second time, third time, doesn't matter, we can still get that move up. So I really want to be protected here. It's the smart idea. Well, it's up to you what you want to do. All the options are there in front of you. You guys can make a decision how you wanted to take this. I'll make my decision not to gamble the stop loss.
Harry, I took the initial S2 before 8.
Cool.
On gold, but I went break even right before the 1 hour closed with the 1 minute structure made. I got tapped out.
All right. And what's up with that? I mean, if you're buying from bottom of range, there's no point in going break even. You leave it full stop.
No, I bought it. You know, I bought it.
Yeah, but you put stop below this candle and leave it.
I didn't feel comfortable with that.
You're in bottom of range. It's how bottom of range works. Look at the way we're trading here. Nothing is smooth. Everything is very choppy. So the idea is if you're going to be in choppy price action, like look at this for example here. Look how choppy it was here. But eventually made its way back up, right? Look at these liquidity grabs. Eventually made its way back up. So if you're going to go early on this one here, you run the bigger stop here, but you have more range, 100 pips just to get back here. You're already all the way up here, you're 170. Compared to me buying here and now needing to run these full stops here. You know, now only there I'm not even getting like 1-to-1 at our resistances. And if I hold any pullbacks, I'm going to be in trouble on each one of those pullbacks.
I was a bit uncomfortable with the time when the S2 happened.
Yeah, that's why I didn't take it, you know. But if you
Yeah.
have data on that, then you can take it. It's all about data. You know? If you don't have
Alright.
data on that, then don't take it at that time because we can't prove that, right?
Yep.
But to be honest, with that bigger stop loss like that, it's okay, you know? That sucks, this V-shape here. I hate V-shape. Your 65 might be a good level to sell. It could sell off from there, yeah. Again, like if this thing pulls back here, retest previous daily, I could find a lower time frame way in for upside. You know? There are ways in, but the issue is that it's just really not making sense risk to reward wise. How much I have to risk in this trade? I don't have enough money to be paid. Fee for vanishing profits, yeah. So what I would want to see here is if this comes down here, boom, I can take a buy from here. If it fails here, it's gonna fail hard, huh? If it fails from here, there's a chance it fails hard, which is what I don't want to be part of, because unless I had stops here, right? But then you're not getting paid, right? You see? 94 to get here, 70. 1-to-1 is almost top of range. So if it's gonna chop, hopefully it can chop. We come back, retest somewhere here, 55s. Take another buy. Should be pretty simple. Instead of having to run this scary stop loss maybe somewhere here, and now if it retests, we're stopped out. If you want swing trading with your strategy, what timeframes do you recommend? 4-hour daily. Depends what you consider swing, right? Nice retest on the top of the 1 minute range here. Yeah, I think we might just have this bullish volume with us right now. Not gonna get that deeper retest. Even if you wanted to buy off this, I don't think you have enough time. You would have got in late. So now we tapped into this zone here. We can see how it reacts. If it reacts and starts to reject, that can give us the pullback. But with that pullback, we have to be careful because this is like a zone 1, for example. This is the zone where if price is going to fail, this is a possible failing zone, right? So we already see some sellers come and take control from this zone right now. Doesn't mean it's going to just dump through the floor here. But let's say now we get a retracement and we start to leave that zone, which we're trying right now. You can see 1 minute harshly reacted. We have to be careful trying to be a buyer because of this that was made. This is not good, this zone that was made. Because if we lose this level here, you know, there's nothing to protect. NAS is inching its way towards the top of the range. We'll see if NAS wants to leave the range. How many pips did that give? Because yesterday we gave about 40 pips and then big retracement. Oh, that's interesting. 48 pips now. Let's see if it follows what it did yesterday. I'm thinking market open setups, although the close is not the best like in DAX. If it makes a bottom wick and breaks the high, it may be good to take small position, take a position with a quick B because small movement almost secure. It's not market open though. It's Frankfurt open, not the London open. Yesterday's volume came into this side. Yeah, this is the trade we took yesterday, but then we got snapped back in the range, if you remember. Right, it's the same place where we took the trade yesterday. Then we got snapped back in the range. Where are we? This was yesterday. We took this buy. There's one of these buys here. This one here. Right? Then snap back in the range. Did nothing. Then boom. Okay, we're reacting off that zone. So if we pull back, create some supports from like previous daily, we have options. Would quite like that. DAX, if we can get back above the 1 hour support, will be quite nice. 30-minute close bullish. We could have the same setup we're looking at gold here, but we could try it on DAX. If not, then DAX sells could make sense below here. If we fail, because we are mixed bias. I like the 4 hour breakout structure. So I'd rather take buys from this zone here, but DAX can be a little bit random these days. So even if it has nice structure like that, in London it can just make a random move towards the downside and then NY maybe try to retrace. Coming back to 60s now. Reacted off that zone. So if we were in this trade with random stop loss, I think I would have managed break even myself, because we would have broken 1 minute structure there. It's tough. Tough with aggressive stop loss, because aggressive stop loss, we don't have the range to hold pullbacks. I also want to see if we can come back just to here, retest one of these 5 the same way we retested this 5. We retest somewhere here, take buys from there. Would be quite nice. Or is it just going to create these higher lows? The difference is we're creating these higher lows, but the time before it did a liquidity grab, right? Higher low, liquidity grab. Higher low, no liquidity grab yet. So the liquidity grab would be our entry. Come down to previous daily, grab liquidity, then we check what's going on lower time frame and see how we can capitalize. DAX breaking down as well here. This is a nice 5-minute formation. If we don't just dump, this would be a nice entry, but we have 3 minutes 40 seconds, quite some time. So I fear it might dump and not give me an entry here, which is totally fine. Pretty used to it with what DAX is doing these days. But that would have been the entry plan. So we'll see here in about 3 minutes. So for the next 3 minutes, it has to go up and make 1 minute structure. Then we have to use this at break even and expect it to break through. Let's make sure there's no 1 hour here. No, the 1 hour is lower. We do have a 30-minute, so let's put that in. But I think this might go a bit too deep. Let's see, let's see. On this we could run stop like this, because we have this previous range to protect all of our trade. Hi, how much do you deadlift? I haven't tested my max deadlift, but I can do like, I normally do like 180 kg, not deadlift, RDL, 180 kg RDL for like 8 reps. I can do 220 for 5 reps, but I haven't tested my 1 rep max. So 5 plates for like 4 or 5 reps. Yeah, mashallah, it's nice. So this is what we talked about, yeah? So coming down now, we need to find, okay, how are we going to enter this, right? We don't want to just blindly press buy right now into a downside move. It's not going to be the smartest, especially with 15 closing potentially bearish. So possibly a 5-minute candle closing bullish. I mean, it has to line up, but this is the game we play in trading. You know, if we get a 5-minute candle that blasts, then it's just not our day. Or not my day for my setups. But if I can get a 5-minute candle closing bullish like this, then my entry would look something like that. Boom. I could have stop loss now 50 pips. My 1-to-1 would be only here. And you see how optimal this setup. Even if the 5-minute a little bit deeper. Just reaching this resistance here, I'm already at a 1 to 1.3. If we finish the whole range here, I'm doing like a 1 to 2.7. Now I have the range to play with. You know, that makes a lot more sense for me. So let's see. This is just... hate when it does this. Straight pushing. Yeah. Harry, how old should people be learning how to trade? I don't think there's really an age limit, man. You know, legally you have to be 18 to trade on a live account. That's like what they call legally. But really, I don't think there's harm learning a skill. Especially being involved in the financial market is very useful to understand how that works. Understand how money moves around, investments, fundamentals. Really is a great skill. So for me, I don't think there's a set age. If, you know, 3-year-olds, put him on the chart. I mean, yeah, not that far, yeah, you know. I mean, at least till they can comprehend something, huh? Did you ever consider trading on silver? Yeah, I do trade on silver. You can see I have taken a trade on silver. We need to post these links. There's a silver trade there. Let's see how silver is doing right now, guys. Maybe we have something on silver. If Top Step allows me to trade it. I could take it on broker, actually. So we're mixed bias, right? Daily close what? No, bullish bias. Okay. But we have this massive LTA below. Not massive, but this LTA here. Which doesn't make our life too easy right now. So I would have to see how it reacts here. It's not a bad zone for selling, but we have bullish bias, so we'd have to see. We also have DAX here trying to get above as well, so DAX is trying to give a setup. NASDAQ is pushing harsh as well, so we need them to chill a little bit, otherwise it's going to be gone. Can't really take much with this. It's a very harsh candle. Look at DAX. DAX could also be a nice option as well, if it doesn't blast. We've done, this is the second liquidity grab, huh? Let's see if NASDAQ even wants to close above here as well. Beautiful range we have on NASDAQ. Let's see if we have the 1 minute structure. Not so much. Let's see in 1 minute 30, then we can start to discuss. I would have preferred there to be like a 5 minute structure here. You'd have to run the full stop loss here. 15-minute stop. I have daily resist on future, yeah, but you have that big wick crossing through it, right? So you would use the wick as like a clean zone. So as long as we're not at it, you trade to it and see, okay, if we reject it directly, you just get out the trade. You know? It's basically breaking this wick. So you see how it reacts, because sometimes it can just push past it smooth because we have this smooth price action in the past. But we need to see if we even close above first. Forex.com. Yeah, it depends on what you're using. Right, so we did manage to close above here. No bottom wick yet, though. Nice 5-minute like little thunderstorm, but we need to go make that bottom wick. Bro, I've been trading since 2020, but I haven't seen any breakthrough in trading. What do you think I'm lacking? You're lacking feedback and accountability. So you need someone to be able to tell you what you're doing wrong, when you do it wrong, and how to build confidence in a strategy. Obviously, I don't know what your journey has been. How many strategies have you tried? You know, that could be the problem. Have you had any mentors, what they did with you? Because if you've had a proper mentor and you've been trading since 2020 and you've seen no progress, then there's definitely an issue, right? They're either not helping you directly, not giving you personalized feedback, or maybe you just keep jumping and it's your fault for keep on jumping strategy, right? There's so many different reasons. Lacking confidence, there's so many different things, you know? So it depends. The good thing is that you're not the only one who's been in that situation. I've met many people in the same situation like that, and they can change, of course. So you're not alone, huh? Can you be profitable trading one-to-one setups? Yes, but you can't have a 50% win rate, right? Not going to be too useful. So let's see if we get this bottom wick. I want to see how DAX here closed. DAX, I'm a little bit interested if we make a deeper bottom wick. Harry, you're missing a DR, and everyone telling me that. Can you just relax, please? I have a second screen here with the DR on futures. Right, this chart doesn't have a DR, so I can't put it on there. This chart, look, doesn't have a DR. It's all messed up. If you look at the futures DR, we have gap to it. Plus, we have this big wick crossing through. So if we create 5-minute structure now and close above that 5-minute structure, I'm happy to take it. If you don't trust the DR, then don't take that one. Not going to be a good idea. DAX, I'm even interested in here. This 1 minute sucks though. We have 30-minute close on DAX here as well. How much would stops be breaking this 30-minute? 16 points. It's not bad. How do you determine target if the daily has gaps? You can use it, but you know, you just take the closest one. Like I just normally, like let's say I look at futures and futures doesn't have a gap, then I'll mark it on futures, right? Or if I'm forced to use the gap, I will use the gap. It's not a big deal, right? Marking using a gap is not too difficult. You either take the first one always take the first one. Then you can look at the second one to see how the gap was. You know, like that. Yes, that's also a very good plan, Moritz. That's actually that's something you can do as well. Thinking about DAX, if we break this 30-minute high, we could get some continuation here. You stop just below this 1-hour support. Because once it breaks, it shouldn't really need to flip. So gold gave that 5-minute candle bullish like I wanted, but look how it gave it, right? Oof, even there was no entry on 1 minute even. Wow. What a tough scenario. So that's what we talked about. Pull back to this zone, 5-minute candle bullish, boom, entry. Then you get back to here and you see what happens. But even on 1 minute, you don't really have an entry here. Yeah, rough. CPI, is that today for NY session open? No, CPI shouldn't be today's CPI. We should just have unemployment claims unless they added it. They're always messing things up. We'll double check now. As far as I know, no, it's just unemployment claims. CPI is tomorrow. A little bit interested on DAX to go break of high. But I think I'm late. You still trade DAX? Yeah, I do still trade DAX. Let's see. Might be able to give it a shot. Need to calculate risk. See the next 1 minute here. Let it make a bottom wick. Then I can take a buy from somewhere here. Let it come back, retest, and then I take a buy somewhere there. Yeah, if it gets above. Yeah, I'll give this a shot if it gets above that area there. Stop below the 1 hour support. So yeah, where my line is. Yeah. All right. I want to try this. See if we can get some upside on DAX breaking the 30 minute. It makes more sense on the 30 minute. Like if you look at it on the 30 minute, it makes sense. We have this 1 hour though. That's where I have to go break even. That's like my B zone. I'll actually write that as a 1 hour. Just so we know what it is. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Pushing okay so far. Ooh, no bottom wick. I don't know if I like that. Same on broker, no bottom wick. Now it's gonna try and make a bottom wick. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't like that no bottom wick. Drive up first, no bottom wick. Anyways, I didn't have time to manage that, so I'm still in for now. This no bottom wick is real threat, huh? Close below 1 minute structure. Yeah. We need to respect these zones and then bounce from there. 5 minute candle closes how long? 3 minutes. Yeah, I should wait maybe 3 minutes. 15 minutes and 3 minutes as well. Yeah, let's see. Check NQ. Let's have a quick look what's happening in NQ. Yeah, NQ looks great here in 1 minute actually. Let's see if we're reacting off this one here. Yeah, if we can close above that as well, we'll have like double confirmation. I want to try NQ as well. Rejected. DAX is also dumping down here. Very close to SL. But for some reason on my broker, my stop is like that. That's how it is, the same stop. But on here, it's like a little bit higher. I don't think it's gonna make a difference, but I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, typical DAX, man. DAX has just really been like this, man. I don't understand. Just never makes up its mind these days. I really prefer probably to stay more and more out of DAX these days because it's just moving like really random. Like, you know, it's like you have to get one volume push and then it just does this. Like second liquidity grab, we break the highest high, but then just no continuation. creates good 1 minute structure. You run aggressive stop loss. Just it's not pushing like it used to here. It always has to do some BS. Now, sometimes, some days it's really good. I actually think it's cleaner in NY. If we were to look at movement during NY, it's moving cleaner. But yeah, that's pretty much it. DAX is a bit shit. Yeah, it is. I mean, I gave it a shot there. See how NASDAQ is looking here. We didn't close above on NASDAQ. 15 closed doji. So we have to just wait for NASDAQ here to see if NASDAQ wants to close above. We have a pretty nice zone we can play with. I feel like NAS needs liquidity. See, when NAS consolidates, it's not a bad idea if it went down to grab, but sometimes when it consolidates, you can get a quick pop. We do have a liquidity grab down here. We would be trading continuation. Plus, we have beautiful 30-minute candle close. Plus, we have 5-minute structure being formed. It would never be a bad idea for the 1 minute to just dip down here. I would prefer to see that a small dip on the 1 minute, something like this. And then we make an upside move. You know, this would be good to see. Healthy for price. See what GJ is doing these days after this change of election. Dailies come back down. 4-hour time frame, a little bit tough with this 4-hour resistance here. Still mixed bias. Your sells would be below the 4-hour support. I would extend it a little bit below there. You get below there, you can maybe look for sells. I just don't like this massive rejection wick. But that would be analysis for GJ. What's gold doing? Gold even shat the bed here. Got stuck at that 5-minute resistance, said nope, I need to go deeper. That's why I wanted to buy here back to the 5-minute resistance. 11 a.m. for London? Yeah. 11 to 12. So let's check NAS here, guys. Let's check NAS. Hi, I've noticed that you've reduced your exposure to pairs since 2023 to gold DAX. Would you advise others to trade less as well? No, I'm trading gold DAX and NAS. I've never traded more than 3 pairs. In 2023, I've never traded more than 3 pairs. That's not something that I've done. So it's not I've reduced my exposure. I'm actually probably going to reduce and get rid of DAX for London until it cleans up a little bit. Because I've been watching it since January. And honestly, it's just, it moves, but you have to be in an impulsive move. And it's hard to catch those moves. There's easier ways. It's a little bit better after London Open. You can catch the opposite direction. So once it moves up, like that's the only trade that's very fun to take on DAX right now. Is when it moves up heavily on the open, you try to catch the opposite. That's nice as well. I still trust in my idea, but I'm probably going to wait in 10 minutes and see if I can get another entry. You know? Gold trying to bounce again. NQ is just ranging for now, but the closer we get to the open, the more likely we have volume to come back in. 30-minute rebreak of high. What shape or structure and any spreads don't want to overcomplicate things? Very good rundown and explanation. What do you mean by that, man? I'm not sure I understand your question. Not sure I understand your question. What does gold want to do here? Man, a little bit choppy, huh? Push up, not continuing. We're in the same place we started before London session. We were here. And now we're back to the same place. Where's the volume? So choppy? Yeah, we have to wait. I mean, I get it for DEX, but yeah, a bit choppy after NFP because I don't think it's the data that they wanted to see, you know? I think they wanted labor market to be struggling so that they can dump interest rates. You know, people like that. Gold is gonna chop you up. Be careful right now. Gold is very choppy. Look at this, and it keeps liquidity grab 1 inch lower, huh? Makes a low, liquidity grabbed 1 inch lower. Makes a low, liquidity grab 1 inch lower. Very dangerous. I'm here to learn of what you explain and your thought process makes sense. I guess one direct CFD is a particular trade that can be made of a combo of other tickers and assets. No, not exactly. I mean, yeah, normally CFDs are something against the dollar or something, you know. But for example, the DAX is not. It's a CFD as well. You could trade it as a CFD, and it's not, you know. DAX would be back in profit. Interesting. I guess you have to run the stop below here. 44. Is it worth it? 44 for 29. No, it's not. Where could you put a smaller stop? Maybe below the range here. Let's see. 33 for 28. Nah, you just can't do it. You have to go with that stop loss. NQ is trying here, man. 2 minutes. London Open it will be as well. Let's see what happens on NQ. One minute till London Open. Let's see if DAX, not DAX, sorry, if NQ can come out the range. DAX strong up in 2 minutes. Yeah, I would have liked DAX to give me a trade here. I mean, I did get it, but it's just moving a bit random and you can't really get the risk to reward with a solid entry. NQ, yeah, it was looking good, but 26 seconds here, I don't know, man. Let's see the 15. If in 26 seconds we can at least close bullish here, give us maybe something breaking the high. 1 hour is the only valid time frame right now. Let's see last 10 seconds what happens. Gonna be ready to see if we can get like a, you know, bottom wick. Oh, that's a bit fast. Don't know if I trust that, the way the 15 closed right now. Very doji close. Maybe on a 1 minute. We can wait for... Never mind. Wow, it's a very hard market condition, man. Last second close below, man. Makes sense on a 1 hour, but you need the bigger stops. You know? Because of the lack of bottom wick, like you could get away with this stop here, maybe something like this, 21 points, which is not bad, but it's just the way it closed. It's not easy, guys. It's very not easy. It's not giving me confidence. Not something I want to take. I mean, this could give us opportunities if it chills now. This could be nice. So let's see. There we go. DAX would have hit my TP. Unlucky. Very unlucky, actually. So that happens sometimes, guys. You have to understand, like, your idea can be completely right, but sometimes the market just doesn't give you that risk to reward, you know, and you to run, so you adapt the stop loss, and then it punishes you sometimes by doing a bit of BS. It's a shame, of course. This would have been a great trade. Obviously it played out. Analysis was great. This is flying like a horse. Go break even before the open. But some things you just can't avoid, man. So that's insane. I wrote hit TP, but it pulled back first in a pullback setup. So we waited for the pullback, took a buy on the pullback, but it pulled back again inside of a pullback setup. So it did 3 total. How many pullbacks here? 1. So we had first pullback 1, liquidity grab pullback 2, 3, fullback, and then we went boom. Yeah. Interesting. Doesn't always happen. But if you ran these deep stop loss here, at the time you don't know if it's going to give you a 1-to-1. NQ. For pushing this heavy on NAS, what's NQ going to do now? Does NQ want to close above? Are we going to reject right now? Let's see what hand it's going to show us. 1 minute 38 seconds. Yeah, we could try Wickfill. We didn't tap anything, you know? Didn't tap anything. 1 minute has structure. I'm gonna say your discipline is next level. I'm too trigger happy at times. I think that's a normal thing that you will go through when you trade. I used to be trigger happy, but I had to learn the hard way. Because the more I was trigger happy, the more I would lose. You know, some beginners get luck and then it trigger happy starts to work, but long term you realize it messes you up more than it helps you. So 30 seconds for this 1 minute to close. Let's see how this 1 minute candle closes. I'm more tempted if the 1 minute candle can close above would be better. Instead of us taking it as a wick fill at resistance. But that'll also depend on the bottom wick of the next candle. Can the ORB strategy work during London Open? Yes, it can work, but you want to be in earlier than waiting 15 minutes after the open and then buying above the high or low. All right, so 1 minute bearish here. I think it's going to be best we wait for the 1 minute above and then we run stops below that like this. 12 to 17 pips potentially. What happened to gold? Oh wow, gold picked up its ass. Oh, we missed that one. $70 pip stop. Oh, that was nice. Oh damn. 5 close above. Oh, that's you have a longer top wick, so you don't need to worry too much. Now we've tested the zone again. You're going above the zone. It's nice. This is 100% an entry option. This is easy. Would be break even? Yeah, it's easy trade. Yeah, this is a missed opportunity. This is a missed opportunity here. This is not a difficult trade. This is actually give you everything you need. 5 minute got above here. Previous 5 minute structure to keep stop loss below. This would be an image of a perfect trade here, right? You're breaking above the zone that you're taking. Your stop loss can go below this here, right? You have 5 minute time frame protecting your entry here like this. You have definitely enough range to get you more than a 1-to-1, which is what you want, right? You don't want to be at a 1-to-1 top of range, so you're at least a 1-to-1.6 top of range, and your 1-to-1 is basically there in this type of position, which you're, should be able to hit here. I'd be surprised if you just reject suddenly from here. Should be able to achieve that target there. Should be able to achieve that target there. That would be it. So you guys in YouTube chat should have taken that one. If you've been concentrating on the analysis and were watching gold, there you go. That's an easy trade, right? Hopefully that makes sense. That's what's important. If you don't understand the trade, it won't make sense, right? It's what you have to do in these situations. You learn from it. Okay, that's what that meant. That makes sense, right? NAS 15 minute, 5 minute here closes in 2 minutes here. So question, is it worth waiting 1 minute, or we see this 1 minute close here closing above and try to rip it there? Next 1 minute candle would be the one that closes above. I think it's worth waiting 55 seconds. It can be painful, can miss the opportunity here, but it's gonna be worth it.
Take my hand and follow me.
Let's see how we close.
I know these streets.
5 minute candle closing in. Oh, we might close below. No, we're trying to close above. Need a bottom wick. Very important. There's our bottom wick. See if we can break these lows. Could be a chance here breaking these highs. Five minute making a bottom wick. We might be able to get a small impulsive move if we can break through these highs. Let's see. This is nice. Nice bottom wick being made. If we can break through those highs. Can use that bottom wick to our advantage here. And if it fails now, then we're not going to be triggered in, right? So we let it do its thing. But now if this starts to grab liquidity one more time, 15 minutes should close above as well. If we're gonna get like 1 minute before the 15 close, then we just wait for the 15 close. Right? Then the next idea is to just wait for the 15 close. Yeah, it's not looking the best. Yeah, so it ended up faking out here. We didn't get triggered, of course, so I can go ahead and delete my buy stop here. And now we wait for the 15, I guess. That's a shame. You want to see something painful, guys? This is painful for me. Look at that. What a trade I would have had. Sometimes not going to be nice to you. I was totally correct on this idea, but wow. It had to do me like that today. What a move. So this is where you need to have discipline, right? Because if you don't have discipline, you're going to chase a trade and you're going to lose it more, you know? You're going to lose it more. But this was an amazing trade idea. Like, right? So the nice thing is, remember, if you're right about analysis, then 90% of the battle is done. You know? Can you... Pretty much aggressive setup 5. It's not aggressive. It's just a setup 2, right? Setup 2 on 30 minutes. Simple setup, guys. Like, this is as basic as it can get. Literally, check the 30 minute. Just a setup 2. But at the time, I didn't know there will be such good volume come in. So my target for the setup 2 is going to be the resistance, which is 29 pips, right? That should be my target. And if I ran stop all the way down here, it's 45. So I'm like, oh, you know? Just set up 2, but little late entry. Why late entry? Same entry, man. Break of 30-minute high is where the entry is. All right, same entry. Just went break of 30-minute high. Gold gave 1-to-1. See? What happened to NAS now? Oh, got bought back up again. Wow. Four minutes for this candle to close. What an interesting 15-minute candle close. Give me a sec, guys. Just gonna go toilet and come back. Be right back, be right back. All right, I'm gonna head off to trade with the guys in the exclusive. We're gonna check NAS. You guys know, if you've been listening on stream, you know the plan on NASDAQ. I'm going to take that same plan if it happens. It's just a matter of waiting now. Gold as well did give the 1-to-1 here, and then that was about it. So that one is a good one. And then of course you guys saw my DAX trade here, absolute rocket towards the upside. Not gonna be jumping in right now, right? Not gonna be a good idea. So yeah, appreciate you all. Take care. Some days it's gonna be like that. The point is, I'm actually happy I was right. That's more important to me. I wish there was a re-entry, as well as I need to look at how to optimize stop, but I've been looking at it unless I run below here, but still not 1-to-1 to there. You know, still not 1-to-1 to there. You know, but you could definitely break even. Then this one here, I'm thinking about this, but then no top wick, and then this never flipped. So do you just leave your buy stop there? There's a lot of things going on in this type of scenario here, right? This open no bottom wick as well. Yeah, a lot of different scenarios here. So I'm gonna overview this and then yeah, take it from there. So appreciate you all for showing up as always. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Leave a like before you leave. We show up here daily. Wins, losses, you have to learn. It's how trading works. Don't be salty about them, right? We have plenty of wins, plenty of losses. It's how trading works. If you can't take the heat, don't work in the kitchen. That's the saying. You get used to it. And yeah, with that being said, take care, trade sharp. Catch you guys on YouTube very, very soon. Peace.